I am delighted to see you today. We have lots to discuss. There are a lot of things that have come between us. And I am ready to bury the hatchet. I know this is a shit-eating grin. I know I do not inspire confidence. I am working on inspiring confidence, and I am working on being believable. See, as of late, the integrity department has been co-opted by the shadow department. And so I've had a lot of growing to do. What I've come to discover about myself is that because I did a lot of study in the spiritual world, consciousness studies, Jungian psychotherapy, archetypal psychology, all the stuff I didn't quite understand. I didn't have a full grasp that I was using all of those fields to establish my bona fides with everybody. And so I became really proficient in these various schools of thought, and I didn't understand that at the time I was using them to co-opt my integrity so that I could get away with murder. Okay. That's a start. Yeah, that's a start. Thank you. That's all I needed, was a little bit of acknowledgement for all the work that I've done on myself. Why do you need acknowledgement for the work that you've done on yourself? I think we all want some kind of acknowledgement for peeling back the layers and looking at the monsters inside. Why do you think that is? Why can't you just do what is necessary to be a good person and not need the accolades for doing what you should just feel is right? I mean, come on, can I get a high five for all the work that I've done on myself? That was not easy. That was the trenches, bro. I was down there in the mud, slogging through, figuring out why I do what I do. Yeah, well, you should be doing that anyways. Not if you come from where I come from. Like, where I come from, we don't look at ourselves. I know that. Okay, then. But I actually kind of think this is your issue. No, it's not. This is not my issue. I mean, this could conceivably be your issue, because all I'm saying is I would like a little bit of acknowledgement for all the work that I've done. I would like a little bit of kudos. Hey, a little pat on the shoulder. You worked really hard to kind of figure out who you are and own all these shadow components to your psyche and all that stuff. It's like, can I at least get a little bit? What do you want, a gold star for being a good person? Well, is it really made out of gold? Oh man. So we basically want money to be a good person. Well, I had not thought about it that way, but now that you propose it that way, if it were an actual gold star, and if I were to get a gold star, are we talking 1 ounce of gold, 5 ounces, 10 ounces? How many ounces are we talking? We're not talking about it. You're talking about it. Well, I'm saying that's not a bad idea. Like, you're not going to give me praise for doing the work that I should be doing anyways to be a good person. Like, you know how elitist that sounds, actually? It's like, who are you not to give me praise? That's like narcissist. I'm not saying you're a narcissist, but that's like a narcissistic tendency. I'm going to withhold praise from you. When you're looking for validation, I'm going to withhold. So that's that might be a little bit of something for you to look at. And if you looked at that and you discovered that maybe you are, stingy, or you have some anal retentive tendencies where you want to withhold validation, and if you could heal that pattern in yourself, because that's a control pattern, then maybe I would feel compelled to give you a gold star. I don't want a gold star. Oh, you're saying you're not even motivated. No. I am motivated. Well, good. I would be happy to give you a gold star if you kind of just look at your tendency to withhold praise where praise is due. Like, if you've known what I had to go through, you would give me a gold star. I don't know if it would be a real gold star or just one of those little ones we got in preschool. No, I would not. I don't want to enable this idea that you need to be rewarded every time you do something responsible and you become a better person. That should be an intrinsic thing, not an extrinsic thing. If I give you a gold star, like we're in preschool, or I give you 1 ounce of gold as a star, whatever, then you're going to be motivated by these extrinsic things. That's the issue, right? Like, you studied all these things, but you're still not even able to grok it at a basic level, which is you're still motivated by pats on the back. Gold stars. Okay. Now you're totally psychoanalyzing me. Why are you doing that? I'm doing this because I see that you're just digging yourself another hole, my man. You're digging yourself another hole. I mean, you almost for a second there were considering getting an ounce of gold for doing work on yourself. Why not? I mean, if you look around, we have a culture of zombies everywhere, right? So why not give them money to look at themselves? This is not such a bad idea. I mean, everybody needs a little bit of extrinsic motivation before they can internalize the intrinsic motivation. Internalize the intrinsic motivation? Yeah. Internalize the intrinsic motivation. I mean, what are you talking about? I'm saying that I agree that ultimately we need to just be better people just because we want to be. Not because of a gold star or a pat on the back, but that's where I am now. I'm at that point in my journey. Right, I know you're there. I know you're at that point in your journey, and I don't want to keep you stuck there with arrested development where I'm giving you a gold friggin' star because you happen to see how you were using all these schools of thought and fields of study to rationalize your shadow behavior, calling it integrity the whole time. Like, I see that everywhere. Why should people just be like, oh, I'm so special, give me some Bitcoin for growing? I'm telling you that it is not a bad idea. All right. maybe it's not a bad idea. See what I mean? Where do we take it? Well, the person gets to choose which currency. Like if they want to be rewarded in silver or in gold or in Bitcoin or, another crypto. So what? Like if they have an enlightenment experience, they get 1 Bitcoin? Well, I suppose it depends on, the value of Bitcoin at that time and how deep is their enlightenment. And then you're going to quantify enlightenment with Bitcoin. Or gold or silver. Yeah, but what's the basic value? I have no idea what the basic value is. But yeah, we gotta, because we're in these currency wars and there's so much fluctuation and the dollar is dying and Bitcoin is skyrocketing and then gold and silver are escalating, and it's like, what is the basic unit of value? Well, through my healing journey, I've come to understand the basic value is consciousness. Okay? We all agree the basic value is consciousness. How do you quantify consciousness with currency? I really don't know. Well, you wanted your pat on the back. You wanted your gold star. Yeah, I did. So? Well, at that moment, there was this moment of pride, and you had achieved something. What did you achieve? What did I achieve? What did you achieve? I had an aha moment, and I wanted to share the aha moment with you, and then I wanted to get the validation. Okay. So I think that's something that can be quantified and hence monetized. Aha moments like Eureka, like Archimedes discovering what did he discover? The volume of something in his bathtub, the mass of something, maybe gold, I can't remember. Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah. So we're talking about quantifying the aha epiphany. What we're really saying is an epiphany. I see into the nature of something here. Right? What did you see into the nature of when you wanted that pat on the back? I saw into the nature of myself. Okay. All right. So there we go. That's one option. You could see into the nature of other people. You could see into the nature of reality. Let's just say that those are 3 separate categories, although reality would kind of encompass both the other 2, yourselves and other people. Let's keep going. So let's just kind of narrow down reality then. Let's say reality, instead of saying reality, we'll just say the way the world works. So we have insights into ourselves, insights into other people, and insight into the way the world works. 3 possibilities that we can quantify and monetize. And then we say the actual depth of the insight, the boom of the insight means more Bitcoin, more gold, more silver, more crypto of choice. Got it. And if we fuck up and we're bad, we lose Bitcoin, gold, and silver. Oh, all right, hold on a second there. That's interesting. Who's going to evaluate whether we are actually behaving poorly? Because if we're behaving poorly, we may not even see it. Like you saw that you had an epiphany and things were better, if I would say to you, hey, you did something shitty the other day, give me some Bitcoin, you'd be like, hell no, I'm not giving you some Bitcoin for... I'd be like, no, that was objectively bad what you did. You screamed at your wife. Fork over the Bitcoin. Okay, I get your point. And if it were gold or silver, it would be the same. I would be like, no. Okay, yeah, so I screamed at my wife, she deserved it, you're not getting my gold. Cannot have that gold star back. Alright, so what are we going to do? Well, I think that, like, if I would have had some AI there monitoring me, you know, like the facial recognition, but also kind of like a soul recognition. This is kind of like the direction we need to go to. We need to get an app. You press the app, and then there's an AI program that scans your soul, and then it evaluates what kind of epiphany you just had, whether it's epiphany about yourself or other people or the way the world works, and then it evaluates the depth of the epiphany. So we got to work on that. We got to find a spectrum of depth, and then it's like, okay, that's worth 0.2 Bitcoin. That's worth an ounce of gold. That's worth 100 ounces of silver. Whatever it is. And then it just shows up in your bank account. So you have an AI app in your phone constantly surveilling you biometrically, evaluating your consciousness to see what you're doing. And it's going to be fairly objective because it's going to do an energy reading. It's reading your energy signature. So if you're really angry and screaming at your wife, it's going to start deducting Bitcoin right away, right? And it's going to tell you how many ounces of silver you're losing, how many ounces of gold you're losing. So you're basically gaining gold, silver, Bitcoin, other crypto, whatever you choose, or losing it moment to moment to moment. You're getting basically paid to live. But the more good you do, the better you are as a person, the more money you make. I mean, I don't mean to be arrogant. Maybe I would lose some Bitcoin for even saying this, but by virtue of that epiphany I had about how my shadow department was co-opting my integrity department, and thus I thought that I was being fully in integrity when I was just churning out the shadow all the time, that insight itself would be worth 5 Bitcoin. No, it would not be worth. What are you talking? Do you know how much Bitcoin is worth right now? I think it would be worth that. Yeah, but okay, we got to get realistic here. 5 Bitcoin is a lot of freaking money. Besides, you're not even figuring in, you're not estimating or calculating all the crappy behavior, bad behavior that you did before you had the realization that your integrity department was being co-opted by your shadow department. Right? So are you going to calculate all that negative? Because that's going to offset the positive you get for the epiphany. Yeah, I guess I do have to do that. Exactly. And how far back are you going to go? What do you mean, how far back am I going to go? Yeah, you're going to go back to when you were a little kid? Well, I can't go back that far because I didn't even know what I was doing. Yeah, I get that. But from another perspective, if we're reincarnated souls, then our souls were influencing our behavior, and we were capable of some measure of good because we're souls in human bodies. So now we're giving Bitcoin for how a soul showed up when you were 4 years old? Why not? When are we going to start giving people Bitcoin and crypto and gold and silver for their good deeds? This is sounding like Christmas, actually. Well, it is a little bit like Christmas, isn't it? Yes, it is. But what I find really interesting is that when I was just thinking about my own epiphany, wasn't really thinking about all the ramifications. Like, this would be another feature of the app, you know what I mean? It would be another feature of the app. Like, the AI would need to be so powerful that it would also need to be simultaneously estimating all the kind of concentric waves of goodness going out and positively affecting other people. Because the goodness is not just, it's not just for us. When I realize that my shadow department has co-opted my integrity department, that goes out in waves, man. That goes out in waves, and the people around me benefit. And then I think I should get a cut on, like, how much happier they get. Like, if their energy gets better because my energy got better, I should get a cut. Don't you think I should get a cut? Well, that's interesting because their AI and their phone would need to be sussing out how their energy changed in the moment. That AI would be evaluating how much currency they would be getting in the moment for being better, for feeling happier, for being lighter energetically, and then estimate in the moment the percentage of how much of that increase in energy and happiness is due to you. So 10%, so then you get a 10% cut of the Bitcoin that they get for their energy increasing and their happiness increasing. And then, of course, when that Bitcoin enters your account and you realize what just happened, you're going to actually, boom, energy is going to increase, and then you're going to get more Bitcoin, and then you're going to walk around, you're going to walk into a store happier, and then the people all around you, their energy is going to go up, so they're going to get more Bitcoin, which is then going to, boom, give you a commission from all these people. So this is what we do. We're tapping in. We gotta do this. We gotta get this app. It's AI. It reads your energy, and then it's able to convert that energy into a quantity that is monetized and becomes Bitcoin, gold, silver, or other crypto. See, this is why I deserve a pat on the back. Wait, you're taking credit for what I just said? No, I'm just saying I was part of the catalyst. We were doing this together. So you say you want a commission on my epiphany now about this app? I'm saying that we both came up with this idea of the app. You can't sit there and... How do we know that you came up with the app idea? I came up primarily with the app idea. See? So this is what the app would actually help us understand, because the app would be listening and recording and allocating the proper amount of Bitcoin to each of us based on how much of our idea was mine and how much was yours. Yeah, I'm saying it's mostly mine. Okay, well, what I think is we got to do is we just got to do a 50-50 on this one. Bro, we haven't even created the app yet. I know. But what I'm saying is, now you need to have an epiphany. I need to have an epiphany. Now we're back at square one. No, I'm not pushing and not pressurizing you, but I'm just saying your shadow department may be taking over your integrity department, which is trying to take over the finance department. Really? I'm willing to lose some Bitcoin over this argument. Oh, is that right? Here's what I propose. See, I have done the work. I have acknowledged that my shadow department has overcome my integrity department. You are not doing that work right now. And what I'm saying is that we can't launch the app together and earn commissions until your shadow department doesn't take over your integrity department, doesn't take over the finance department. Okay. I'm definitely gonna learn, and I'm definitely gonna lose, because those are fighting words, and I'm ready to fork over some Bitcoin, mister.